You can do Christianity in the palace, but if you are a revivalist, you must find the way of the wilderness. That is where you hold on to every root and it will drown you. You will learn the way of trust. So you will go through the water, but you will know that you will not be drowned. You will see fire on the left, you will turn to the right, there will be fire there. You will turn to the back, there will be fire. The fire must purge you and to refine you so that you can bring a perfect offering unto the Lord. So every revivalist must test the womb of fire, because that's where the purity of the utterances and the witness of God can be crystallized. So I told us there are 3 procedures for raising a revivalist. The first is the journey to Horeb. You must find an encounter that will furnish your spirit with a witness for your generation. You don't preach the message of another man, because every one of us came to fill in the blank spaces in the spirit. So you must have an encounter that will bring you into the corridor of witness before you can speak to your generation. Every man that will lead his generation must have an encounter that gives him a witness to that generation. So you must find Horeb. And many times, Horeb is not at your backyard. It takes 40 days journey to get to Horeb. That's why I told Elijah, arise and eat. The journey is great. Most of what you are doing and receiving in this conference is to receive energy, because the journey is great. Most of you will need to find your Horeb after this meeting. You will find your Horeb. I told you, Horeb is a place in the spirit. It's not a place in Israel. It's a height in the spirit. Many times you will be too heavy to go to Horeb. You may need to take 40 days of prayer and fasting for you to be light enough to find your wings in the spirit to ascend Horeb, the mountain of God. It's not a joke. Revivalists are carved in the womb of fire. If you don't have that encounter, you may preach another man's message, but you can't talk to the soul of your generation. So there must be an encounter. And when you find an encounter, God will still take you through process to try your heart. Because in Jeremiah 17 verse 10, he says, I the Lord, I try the heart and I test the reins to give unto every man as his way should be. There will be many prophets in Ghana, but the cadre that you will find yourself will be a function of the level of trust that God can have for you, depending on the degree of trial that you endured. All prophets will not be the same. All apostles will not be the same. We will have different level of authority. We have different level of influence. We have different level of resources. All of that is an entrustment of God because of the level to which we submitted to the pathway of process. Some people will go to the wilderness for 40 years just to do ministry for 3 years, because God wants to give them a power that the world have never seen. But he has to try them to that level so that when he gives them the power of a God, they will not abuse it. Why do you think Moses had to be tried for 40 years? Because when Moses finished his trial, he said in Exodus 7 verse 1, I have made you a God unto Pharaoh. Moses was not a prophet. In the cadre of the prophets, he was a God. That's why I said Aaron is your prophet. But for you to give that kind of power to a man, he must journey in the wilderness for a long time. Because I, the Lord, I test the heart. I try the reins to give to every man as his way should go. Let me tell you, I went to prayer houses. I received prophecies. I followed men that when they say you are blessed, you are blessed. But every blessing they gave me, God packaged it as a seed and kept it somewhere for me to go through process first. Because the blessing would have ended me a car, a good house. Today, I'm living comfortably by the grace of God. But I know the way of fire. I know the path of death. Because I know the nights where I cried and there was no God to answer. Not because he wouldn't answer, because I must pass through the fire. Until the metal melts, you can't form a shape out of it.